Good morning. Please stand for the pledge. Attention, salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You may be seated. And now the Star-Spangled Banner from our honor choir. Please stand. You may be seated. Welcome, Sonora Middle School, and our guest. We are glad that you took time to help us celebrate our beautiful new school. We recently became the Sonora Spartans. I believe this mascot truly represents our school. Truly represents our teachers and students. A Spartan is, as defined by Wikipedia, is a rigorous person that shows self-discipline and courage in the face of adversity. I am proud to be a Sonora Spartan and glad to welcome you to Sonora Middle School. Now a few words from our head Spartan, Dr. Shauna Lyons.
The vision of Sonora Middle School is to ensure that every student performs at the proficient level or above in reading, writing, math, science, and civic education, while meeting individual needs through interest and talent development, enrichment opportunities, and career readiness. This will be done in an atmosphere that supports student growth through 21st century learning opportunities, including technology, open-ended project-based learning, student choice and voice, and collaborative learning. Since August 20th, when the doors of Sonora Middle School opened to the 750 students and 42 staff members that make up the Sonora Middle School family, I've seen many examples of our vision carried out. Students having opportunities to build rapport with staff through integrated social studies and literacy and science and math classes that allow time for cognitive guided instruction, gradual release, and problem-based learning. An example is in room 303, where students are sharing their personal small moments and asking their teacher to support with the planning, revising, and editing so that these can be published and put in the media center. Problem-based lessons, where technology is being used to engage and support student learning, as evident in every classroom, as they are equipped with Promethean boards, laptops, and iPads. An example is students in room 202 that are using Edmodo to respond to literature. Our family involvement as an integral part of the school culture and climate, as evidenced in the 600 families who attended the back-to-school night and the 50 parents and guardians that attended our first PTA meeting. There's evidence of staff members as lifelong learners, as they're already creating professional learning communities, participating in data team meetings, student-centered coaching, and whole group, small group, and individual reflection. And last but not least, students being provided out-of-school time in a safe, supportive environment in which 90 students stay until 6:15 and participate in career pathways in the areas of art and communication, engineering, health science, and community outreach. In the short amount of time that we have been together, the vision is being implemented with fidelity and integrity. At Sonora Middle School, we are truly creating readers, and writers, and mathematicians, and scientists, and historians, and athletes, and artists, and musicians, and singers, but most importantly, we are creating thinkers. And now I'd like to introduce Kimberly Justice, our PTSA president.
Hi, my name is Kim Justice, and I'm the president of Sonora Middle School Parent-Teacher Association. I am so blessed to be a part of this amazing school district. Many places around the state are not as fortunate as we are to have an amazing school board and outstanding administrators that are always looking to the future to decide the needs of our district. Thank you so much for your foresight. This building came in a time when we needed it desperately. Dr. Lyons and her staff have done a fabulous job, and we appreciate their hard work very much. Isn't it amazing, boys and girls, that all these important people are here to celebrate this building? But most importantly, we are glad that you are here. You guys are the most important things in the world to us. Believe me, I know. I am a parent and a teacher. All of this was accomplished with you in mind. Now it is your turn. You have been given a gift, and how you use it is up to you. As Dr. Seuss states in the book, Oh, the Places You Will Go, you have brains in your head, you have feet in your shoes. You can steer yourself any direction you choose. You are on your own, and you know what you know, and you are the guy who will decide where to go. I encourage each one of you to work hard, ask questions if you don't understand, and read as much as possible. It's up to you. Make the most of it. At Turnbow, we ask students in kindergarten to learn at least 100 sight words, and this usually takes most of the year. After 1 month this year, a boy in my class had learned all of the words, and I thought in my head, this guy is a genius. I'm so lucky to have him. The day that he passed, his mom came to my room because she's a member of the Springdale Family Literacy Program, and she attends our class every day, and she was so excited. And I said, you have a very smart son. And she stated that he studies very hard. He has everyone in the family helping him. He was even working on the weekends. He has this internal drive that he was determined and dedicated to learning. I wish that for you guys. I hope that you have a wonderful year as you enjoy this beautiful building and this wonderful staff and dedicated administration, and that you work hard to reach your personal goals this year. Thank you.
And now we'll have some words from Maddie Veracruz, a 6th grade student.
Wow, I am so excited to attend this new school. in Springdale. My name is Maddie Veracruzzi, and I am honored to attend this new school, Sonora Middle School. What a great opportunity this is to bring students, families, and our entire community together for a better future. I'd like to start with expressing what belonging to a new school means to me. I am in the first group of 6th graders to attend Sonora Middle School. When I graduate in the year 2019, I will still remember how I made history by being in the first group of students. I will never forget that first day of school here. I walked in feeling just as confused as if I were a new student. The smell of fresh paint, vision of the new lockers, and the feeling of the slick, smooth floors will forever remain in my memory. Sonora Middle School is full of new furniture, technology, and brand new books that make me want to learn. I am so thankful for what we have here and to belong to this new school. At some schools, trailers outside are used as classrooms. Since we have built a new school, we have solved our problems of being overcrowded. We can get a better education now because having less students allows us to focus. Our families also benefit from having a new school. At our school, we have started a family literacy program where parents can come to school and learn with their children. Also, families can have a better place for their kids to attend school. What I mean by this is since Sonora is a new school, we have better tools to receive a wonderful education. Families who live farther out in Sonora finally have a close middle school. Having a new school for families is a great thing. Parents don't have to drive 40 minutes to bring their kids to school anymore, which saves time and gas for a better education. A new school for the community is exceptional. Here at Sonora Middle School, through a grant, we have after-school programs that provide services for our families and students. Students who would normally be at home alone after school are now continuing to learn and grow as they discover how they can give back to the community. Having a new school for our community is marvelous. In conclusion, Sonora Middle School offers something for all members of the community. Having a new school to belong to, a place where families in our community can come together to support education, means everything to me. I will always remember how we, the first group of 6th and 7th graders, made history at Sonora Middle School by being the first to attend school here. This is going to be a very amazing year. Thank you.
Now welcome our wonderful superintendent, Dr. Jim Rollins.
Last year I followed his lead. I got up on the stool too. I don't think I'll do that this year. This is a great day. When you bring a new school online and just think of all the things it adds to the life of a school district, you can appreciate what a special day this is. Students, we're so very proud of each of you. What a great job you've done already. And the potential and promise that you have just thrills us all. And so we're excited to be here today. Dr. Lyons, what a great job. What a great job you and your team have done here. Teachers, would you stand for just a moment and let us thank you as well? What a great, great job. Opening a new school is always filled with unknowns. It seems like there's rush, rush, rush every moment. But teachers, you have made it easy. Dr. Lyons, your patience and your leadership has just been phenomenal. And we thank you and your team. What great assistant principals we have as well. Ms. Ryan and Mr. Buchanan, we extend our deepest appreciation to each of you. My pleasure today is to say thank you to a lot of very special people. And students, as I introduce a lengthy list of contributors, of partners who've made this school what it is already, I want you to think about the professions, the careers that they represent. Because in the future, many of you will choose to lead your communities, and our state and perhaps even the nation. Many of you may choose to be architects or engineers or builders or police officers, safety officers. And so think about that career piece, because you're going to see some great examples today of people who have contributed to make this day possible for each of you, and certainly for those who will follow you in the future. The first thank you, the first group I want to thank are our school board members. And students, I want you to understand who they are. I need you to understand the contribution that they make every day, because they help us plan facilities like this, instructional programs, and do all those things that make our great school system possible. On the stage today is our school board president, Ms. Kathy McFetridge. Would you say hi to Kathy? Our vice president, Mr. Mike Luttrell, is here. Mike, thank you. Our secretary treasurer is Mr. Jeff Williams. The remaining members of our board are Mr. Danny Dotson, Mr. Randy Hutchinson, Mr. Kevin Owenby, and Mr. David Van Beber. Board, thank you very, very much for all that you do. The individuals on the stage today will speak to you, and they will be introduced individually. And we will have another very special guest joining us. And as he enters, I want you to understand that the governor of our state plans to be here this morning, and I want you to recognize and say thank you to him as he joins us. He had a meeting in Little Rock this morning, flying up, and so he'll be joining us as our assembly today progresses. Lieutenant Governor Mark Darr is here. Lieutenant Governor, thank you for being here. The Lieutenant Governor is a member of our community. He lives here in Springdale, and he and I are working on a very special pact. He's going to be substitute teaching in your schools very shortly, so look forward to Lieutenant Governor Mark Darr. We have a number of state legislators who are in the room. Legislators, would you please rise and let us thank you? Welcome. Dr. Les Carnine is here for sure. We have candidates who have offered themselves to serve in the legislature who may be here. If we have legislative candidates, please stand and let us welcome you. Okay. I want to say thank you to our Springdale mayor who's on the stage today. What a great gentleman he is. He is leading our community in such a progressive way, and I think he got all of his training, board members, as a member of our board, Mayor Doug Sprouse. Please welcome Doug Sprouse. The business leaders of our community help make days like this possible. And Mr. Perry Webb is the president of our Chamber of Commerce. Perry, would you please stand and let us say thank you? On the stage today is another very special gentleman. Dr. Gary Compton joined us in July as our Assistant Superintendent for School Facilities, School Support. He helped usher this building forward. And Gary, we thank you. Please let them know who you are if they don't already. And there's another very special gentleman who spent a major part of his career in our school district and helped with the design and construction of this building. He retired a few months ago. He had to be out of the district today to be with family, but we'll make a special occasion for him to come back and say hello, Dr. Ronnie Bradshaw. So you remember that name, did you? And as I said, there are so many special guests who are here today. Just think of our security officials, the Washington County officers who work with us as we open school to make things safe for us, our Springdale SROs, Springdale Police Department, our fire department, et cetera. All those special people have been contributors and partners with us in bringing this forward. So thank those people who help keep our schools safe. Will you do that? And I'll move quickly through this list, but I do, as I said, want you to think about careers. If I used a big term like an architect, would you know what that meant? That's maybe a learning term for many of us, but the architects are the designers of our building. The Wittenberg, Deloney, and Davidson firm have helped us with many school projects, and we're at the center of this work. And with us today is Mr. Brad Chilcote, Mr. Richard Alderman, and Mr. Jeff Quinn. Jeff, thank you for all your work as well. The builders, the people who brought the facility forward, is the Baldwin and Shell Construction Company. Mr. Bob Shell, president of that group. But the representatives who are here today are Mr. Patrick Tenney. Patrick, where are you? Mr. Jim Miner, Warren Wheat. And I want you to say a special thank you to the gentleman who was superintendent of this building project, Mr. Joe Torr. Joe, will you please stand? Thank you for all you've done. I want you to think about the term engineer, because many of you will be engineers someday. The McGoodwin, Williams, and Yates engineering firm, again, have helped us with many of our projects, certainly this one. Mr. Brad Hammond, Mr. Chris Brackett are here. Guys, thank you for all your work. So as we can all understand, it takes a lot of partners to bring a great project like this forward. And there's a place of appreciation and an opportunity to say thank you to all those people who made that happen. As Dr. Lyons so eloquently said, this school was built for each of you and for those students who will follow. We understand something about the great potential and promise that each of you have, and we know that will only grow and improve and deepen as you enjoy this experience and complete your public school years. We just admire you and appreciate you. We want you to give your very best. You're the first group in this school, and what you do here matters. So you give your best so you can be your best and enjoy the great future that's in place for each of you. It is my privilege to introduce the Commissioner of Education for our state. Dr. Tom Kimbrell is a dear friend of the Springdale school system. I would tell the teachers in the group, and certainly our students as well, I like to tell groups that Dr. Kimbrell started his career here in the Springdale School District. He was a practice teacher at Springdale High School and a great science teacher, by the way. Tom is quickly being recognized as one of the great chief school officers in our nation. He's led our school to address new initiatives that will help each of you learn at a deeper level and have a much greater future. Dr. Kimbrell, we're glad to have you here today. Help me welcome our Commissioner, Dr. Tom Kimbrell.
Thank you.
Dr.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Rollins. It is indeed a pleasure to be here. I thought you were going to get the stool for me. You laughed and said I probably needed it. Dr. Rollins is correct. My educational history started in this school district. For some of you teachers, you'll remember the year 1984. The rest of you won't even begin to think about 1984. But in 1984, I began as a student teacher in Springdale High School and began to realize the difference that people can make in the lives of children. And I've dedicated my life to being an educator. And as I told the governor, who is my boss, my professional goal was to try to have the greatest impact that I could on as many students in this state as I possibly could. And as I tell people all the time, this is my major league job. Some of you want to play Major League Baseball. Some of you may want to play in the NBA. Maybe you want to play in the NFL. This is my NFL. This is my major league job. And I appreciate the opportunity to be in a position like this and to have people like Dr. Rollins, not only as a friend, but as a mentor, as a hero of mine. So let me ask you, students of Sonora Middle School, clap if you appreciate and love this new building. Great. I want you to realize that not only is this new, pretty, and very highly functional building an important part of your education, but there's a history of this school district of being excellent and having success. And that success came from what I've learned over the last 3 years in this position. If you don't have great leadership, students can't achieve at their greatest level. So I'm telling you, as you sit here as 6th and 7th grade students in a brand new school, you are very fortunate. You have one of the best school districts, not only in this state, but in this country, to help you reach your greatest potential. And that is due to great leadership. And that leadership begins with the community of Springdale, begins with the policymakers that have high expectations of the schools, from your mayor and your city council, to the business community that's represented by the Chamber of Commerce and Mr. Perry, to the school board members that took time out of their day-to-day to be a part of this recognition of a start of a new era for this community, to Dr. Rollins, who has led this school district for so many years and has led this state in the field of educational leadership. The staff that he assembles in his leadership team is unsurpassed. There are people on his staff that my staff go to solve problems. So you're lucky, students. You're lucky to have that kind of leadership, because that leadership leads to the selection and the recruitment of people like Dr. Lyons, who come in here and build a team of teachers who have one and only one focus, and that's you and your success. Maddie talked about the new paint. She talked about the new smells and the new floors and how good it felt to walk into this new building, to be the first to walk in this new building and be a part of this first. But let me tell you, shiny walls, new paint, clean floors, new furniture, all this technology doesn't make a school a school. It's these people that are sitting in these chairs down these rows. They're the ones that make your school what they are. Dr. Lyons knows that. Dr. Rollins knows that. The staff and the board and the community knows if you recruit great teachers, if you find great teachers, and they come into your classrooms, you have great schools. So I challenge you, as the first group at Sonora Middle School, I challenge you to set the academic achievement benchmark very high for those that will follow you. Good luck, and I wish you the best.
Now welcoming Kathy McFetridge, School Board President.
Thank you very much. I almost need that stool, but not quite. I just welcome all of you here today. What a day to celebrate. We are so excited to be opening Sonora Middle School. I know you've heard a lot of thank yous this morning, but you know, I feel like I'm the luckiest woman in Springdale because I get to work with a school board that is second to none. They care, and we want you to know that we are supporting you all the way. And I hope that you will again thank our school board for all that they do for you. Please thank them. But I too want to thank Dr. Rollins this morning and the team that he has put together to really make this such a wonderful facility. And I want to tell a little story about Dr. Rollins, and he's probably thinking, oh my gosh, what is she going to say? But you know, as school board members, we are in the planning process at the very beginning. And when I talk about the very beginning, I have to talk about looking at this piece of property. And I'm in my office one day and I get the phone call, how would you like to go for a ride? And I'm thinking, okay, yeah, I guess. I don't really know what he was talking about. But him and Dr. Bradshaw roll up in the truck and I climb in and I find out that we're going to go look at this piece of property. And we're driving along, and I want you to know we're not just driving on the street or the road. He actually gets his truck up on the land, and we're bumping all over. And he stops the truck, and we get to see where the school is going to be actually placed, or at least that's kind of the beginning plan of where the school is going to be sitting on this property. And I have to tell you, Dr. Rollins has so much passion and love for his students. And I can feel this the day we're out there, because I know in his mind he's thinking about today, and he's thinking about all of you and what this is going to mean to our students and our community. Dr. Rollins is an amazing leader, and again, he has an amazing team. And I want all of us to thank him this morning for his leadership and his commitment. And then I also want to thank Dr. Shauna Lyons and her staff. She has put together an amazing staff, hasn't she? But one of the things that hasn't been mentioned this morning, we all know that opening a new school is a lot of work. And it's a real challenge. It's exciting, but it's also a lot of work. But in the middle of all of their planning and setting up the school for you, they applied for a grant. And you know what? They got that grant. And it's going to make a difference in Springdale to not only you, but in students of Sonora Middle School for years to come. So thank you, staff, for taking that on. Dr. Lyons, for your courage and just your commitment to our students. That's an amazing story. We got to hear about that before the school was ever opened at one of our school board meetings. So let us thank her, because that's going to make a huge difference in our community. Thank you, Dr. Lyons. And I would really be remiss if I didn't come back to our community that's here today, because they helped us pass the millage to build this school and our junior high that's coming right over here. And it wasn't an easy economic time for any of us. And they took the courage and said, we need this for our students. So let's thank them, because we wouldn't be here without them. Thank you. So students, I know that you've already heard you're going to make history because you're the very first class, and that's exciting, and I think you'll always remember this, even as an adult. But I can't help but think about what my mother always said to me, because I was a big sister of 3 little sisters, and she would say to me, you need to set the example for your sisters. And I didn't quite always understand that until I was older, but I want you to understand today that you are really helping set the tradition here at Sonora. We've got our elementary students right there, right next door, and they're all watching you. So I'm going to ask you to work hard and do your best every day, because you are setting example for the students coming on up behind you. And we want to make sure, and I know you will, that you're going to make Sonora very proud, and all of us very proud, and we're all going to keep the tradition of excellence in Springdale. Thank you, and thanks for being here with us today.
Now welcoming Perry Webb from the Springdale Chamber of Commerce.
Governor Beebe, welcome. Thank you for being here. It's my honor today to be here to participate in this program, and it's already been mentioned a couple of times. The business community of Springdale did we have a great partnership, I believe, with our school system. But I have to be honest with you, we do that because of selfish reasons, because we know that the business community of Springdale and the business community of Northwest Arkansas will only be as good as our schools. You drive our success. So that's why we're engaged. We're glad to be a partner. We're glad to be there when we were needed. And we were glad that 44 people, because that was what the vote difference was, 44 votes passed this millage that led to this construction of this building and also the junior high that's under construction that many of you will probably attend next year. So I'm glad to be here, and thank you very much.
Now, for our mayor, Doug Sprouse of Springdale.
Well, thank you very much, and I'll be very brief, but this is an exciting day for Springdale. We're not new to seeing new schools opened. We've got such a fast-growing district, and while I look back with fondness on the years I was privileged to serve on the school board, and this growth continues, and we're as mayor now, it's so exciting for me to get to see our district continue to excel and to grow. And I, like everyone else, and like Dr. Kimbrell mentioned, I'm excited about the great job that those who designed and built this school, and under the leadership certainly of Dr. Rollins and his staff and administration, and now the staff that's in this school and the teachers. But we know how to. I'm not surprised that we've got a great school. We know how to do that, and we've seen that time and time again. A great building, but as Dr. Kimbrell mentioned, what's going to be most exciting to me over time are for many years to come, seeing the lives that run through this building that are positively impacted by the learning and growing that will take place in this building, and what that will mean not only to the city of Springdale, for those of you who grow and plant your lives in Springdale, but for our region, for our state, and for our nation as you grow and be great citizens of this great country. So congratulations. We're looking forward to seeing what's going to happen as a result of this tremendous opportunity that you have to open this new school. So again, congratulations.
Finally, Governor Mark Darr for Arkansas.
Thank you. Well, I'm the lieutenant governor. This is the governor. I don't want to kick him out, all right? And I might step on that stool. If I step on it, it'd probably break. But if I could stay up that high, I'd probably even out the BMI index where I wouldn't be considered overweight. Thank you so much for the invitation to come today, and I'm so honored that the governor came up for this as well. To be able to live in this town, one of the reasons my wife and I relocated to Northwest Arkansas is because of the excellence in this area for schools. And what a tremendous facility that you have. And as the young man who brought me in a while ago, he was standing right here a while ago, but as he was showing me around, I was just so impressed. But I kind of want to echo what Dr. Kimbrell just said a while ago. If you just had a building, if you just had computers and and you just had a facility, that's all it would be. But it takes more than that to make a great school. It takes the business community. Perry Webb over here is here for that. It takes great leaders, and you have a great leader in Mayor Sprouse, school board, and you know, your Dr. Rollins is just an amazing superintendent. And I got to meet your principal a while ago. And there's one thing that as I grew up, and my dad was a preacher, I don't remember the things that I should sometimes, but one thing that I do remember is that he always said, without vision, the people will perish. And every single one of these people up here have a vision for your future. Governor Beebe has a vision for your future so that it will be better than what we had as when we were kids. That's something that we're all going to agree on. And so as you get to come into this new facility, congratulations. Make the most of it. Do the best that you can. And I have a 6th grader myself, and as I got to tell her this morning where I was going, and I said, well, it's for 6th and 7th grade. She goes, Dad, I want to go. I want to go to that school. It's brand new. So don't take that for granted. This is a beautiful, beautiful school. You have great leaders, and I can tell by the teachers that are here, you have teachers that are called to do what they're supposed to do. Thank you for allowing me to be part of this day, and congratulations on your new school.
Now for our Sonora Middle School Honor Choir. Thank you, Sonora Middle School Honor Choir. And now introducing Dr. Jim Rollins.
Maddie, would you come over? Keenan, would you come up, please? Stand right here. Introduce yourself to our governor. You bet. Thank you. Thank you. to have the governor of our state here with us makes this day even more special. For those of us who've been privileged to know our governor, to work with him really through much of our career, he is a very special leader for our state. His priority is our public schools and helping our schools improve and get better. He understands that great communities and great states invest in their students. He understands that you, as I said earlier, will be our leaders for tomorrow. Priority is education, economic development as a priority for the state, education, the development of our businesses going forward as partners together, I think has caused our state to improve and improve and improve. And today, the state of Arkansas, under the leadership of our governor and his team, is ranked as the 5th best in the nation for its overall educational program. Is that something to cheer about? Governor, we thank you for your friendship, for your partnership, for your focus and assistance on our teachers and helping us all improve so our kids can get better and better and better. Ladies and gentlemen, students, help me welcome the governor of our state, Mike Beebe. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. I suppose now would be a good time for the fight song. I guess we'll get to that in a minute. Who are you? Keenan Addington. You're not running for governor, are you? Yeah, I knew you were a Master of Ceremonies. I thought you might be running for governor. What college did you graduate from?
I don't know.
I don't know if y'all have given him a hand yet, but he's done a pretty good job since I've been here.
Thank you.
I think one of the first traits of being able to get in front of an audience like this and be able to conduct yourself in a fashion that is bringing honor and respect to the way you're doing things, and being able to do it with very little, if any, hesitation, takes a significant amount of self-confidence. I think you got that, and with that bow, I think you got a little bit of ham in you as well. On the way up here, my staff said, I think you have dedicated more schools in Springdale, Arkansas than any place in the whole state of Arkansas. And I'm beginning to believe that. It all runs together, Doc, the number of times that we've seen. And as has been mentioned, that's a product of a couple of things. Number one, it's a product of a huge growing enrollment. Springdale, I guess, now is the second largest school district in the state of Arkansas. And the way it's growing, it's the fastest growing, I guess, school district in the state of Arkansas. And the way it's growing, it won't be long before it may be number one in terms of sheer size. It's already right there at the top with regard to the quality of its instruction, the quality of its education, and its ranking both with fiscal and academic progress. I would be remiss if I didn't brag on Dr. Rollins, who may be one of the finest superintendents I have ever met in my entire life. He knows what he's doing, and he knows it's all about teachers and students. Dr. Kimbrell, who you heard from earlier and who is the commissioner of the Department of Education and a former school superintendent himself, will tell you that we in this administration, I particularly, don't want to make public policy without actual input. And I don't always agree with that input, but take the input from the people on the front line who have to deliver whatever it is that you're trying to deliver. And inevitably, that lends itself to certain groups of people that more often than not have your attention and have credibility and that you want to listen to. And so I've got a group that started, I didn't start this, they started calling themselves, or a couple of them started calling themselves, the Superintendent Mafia. Now, you young people don't know what that is, but in this case, that's a good term. And Dr. Rollins is one of them. He's one of about 7 or 8 that consistently and continuously get in a room with me and others and talk about the issues that affect you, the issues that affect what's going to happen with your curriculum, what's going to happen with your funding, what's going to happen with such things as facilities. And so a lot of the public policy that has allowed our state, as Dr. Rollins mentioned, to be ranked 5th overall now in the entire country in K through 12 is a policy that's been generated in large respect by your superintendent. So Springdale has played an enormously positive and a leadership role in the development of those issues and those policies that bring us to where we are today. Different schools have different challenges. Some schools where population is being lost find it very difficult to attract qualified teachers, to have sufficient mass of students, since we pay for schools on a per student basis, to be able to pay their teachers or to attract certified teachers. Some of them aren't able to maintain their facilities, their buildings, and they don't have the problem of having to build more schools. They're having the problem of trying to keep the ones they've got in repair, in a good state of repair, and trying to get enough kids to fill the classrooms. Other schools have different kinds of problems, and Springdale is one of those that has a different kind of problem because it's growing so fast. And there's a continuous need for expanded and improved facilities to meet the growing demand of a bunch of shiny-faced young people. It takes an extraordinary community, as Lieutenant Governor Dar already indicated, to be able to support that. Dr. Rollins can't do it by himself. The principals can't do it by themselves. The teachers have all that they can do just to try to impart that knowledge to these young people. They can't do it by themselves. It takes an entire community, and it takes leadership in that community, and it takes the citizens of that community who are willing to prioritize their children and their grandchildren's future to the point that they will devote the kind of energy and create the kind of tax base necessary to build a facility, which is, as far as I can tell, one of the best I have ever seen. And so this is a celebration for the young people. And they're getting a little bit restless, but they're extraordinarily well behaved. I don't know who they're afraid of. They can't be afraid of that principal, as nice and sweet looking as she is. She doesn't scare me. Maybe she scares y'all. But this is really about the kids, the teachers, the administration, and certainly about this community that has consistently stepped up and said, we're going to take care of our kids. It'd be awful easy to crowd them in a whole bunch of small rooms. It'd be awful easy not to raise taxes on yourself necessary to defray the cost of building these kind of facilities. But you put education first, and that's why you've got a reputation around the state as one of the finest school districts in Arkansas, under some of the finest leadership in Arkansas, with some of the finest young people in Arkansas, turning out some of the best scores. Congratulations, Springdale.
Now introducing Sarah Sargent and Cassidy Stuman, both 7th grade students.
Would Dr. Compton please come up to the stage this moment? In honor of our new school, we made you this helmet. So thank you.
That means I have to put it on.
Yes, yes.
Thank you so much. I'm so appreciative. I'll wear this helmet almost always. Thanks so much.
Now introducing Dr. Jim Rollins.
Thank you, Keenan. I hope you've had a great day. I'm going to let everybody stand one more time. I think you'll be pleased to do that. Now, Dr. Lyons, we came here today to dedicate this great new school. And students, to dedicate it to you as the first class. Again, as I said earlier, we want you to give your best effort so you can be your very best in the future. We're going to cut this ribbon dedicating Sonora Middle School. Dr. Lyons, you have Lynn, our assistant principals, John, Governor, stand there with them, please. Lieutenant Governor, if you'll join them, everybody walk up. Okay.
Good job, my man.
Thanks.
Here, let's get a picture.
There you go. How about that, ladies and gentlemen? That's great. That's great.